Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for watching us and being with us. Before I run again, my Unleashing Your Authentic Feminine Voice for Power and Impact course, I would like to bring more voices in the online space so that you can hear an authentic experience from the ones who were my clients and students. Here is with me Eszter Kolossváry. Hi, Esther. Esther is a human experience designer. Hello, Esther. Thank you for being here with us and with me and with us. How are you?
I'm great, actually. Thank you. Happy to be here sharing with everyone who is maybe thinking about joining you and do this work together.
Thank you so much. Let me tell you that you are such a wonderful contribution for my group. You were in the course last fall, and so it's so nice because you yourself, you're a coach as well, and also a trainer, a transformational trainer. You do a lot of work with people, and somehow still this voice work was somehow meaningful to you. Also, a little bit of fear was involved, if I know well. But could you share more about what was the before statement? What was the issue with your voice or expressing yourself through the voice? Maybe one of it is more important to you. Let me hear you.
Right. So there are several elements to this, I think. One of which is I'm an extrovert and I coming alive when I connect to people. So I was never, having issues, having a lot to say or, being loud and talk because I'm an oral processor, if you like.
I love it.
um, but we are in several different roles in our lives, in our families, in our profession, in the love life, with the friends, and there is, I believe, there is a difference between wanting to say, wanting to share, and really choosing the right vehicles and channels and match them to the right people, and that is again a mastery of its own. But before that comes, because I mastered that, I believe I was a communication trainer for executives and different groups of people with different backgrounds, and still one element that I kind of forgot about is to come into alignment with ourselves first, and that's when we can project a voice that will speak for us and our goals. And that element somehow was not in place for me.
It's so beautiful and so important what you are saying now, that you somehow forgotten this connection with yourself when you were talking with people. Because I know, just that Esther was one of the first who were in to the game of like singing Susanna Vega's Tom's Diner and telling the story of your day, and you were posting it on LinkedIn, and yes, even now, yeah. But it's so meaningful for me somehow that you say that despite being an extrovert, the connection to yourself and the alignment with your own body and with your own truth can be still forgotten. So we can see great communicators out there, but somehow there is one thing that is missing. So it's so courageous actually to recognize that.
Yes, and to connect that, yes, I will be able to project something in a certain role. I will be playing different roles in my life. So once we become aware that we are playing those roles, right? We are a trainer, communicator, a daughter, a friend, a lover, whoever, sister, etc. We are in our roles, but we get lost if we don't think about this connection between, okay, getting lost between these roles and projecting really what works on the long run. Because I think playing a role can, work for a while, but it won't work sustainably. So that's, I think, also is connected to fulfillment. And I think that's what I was looking for when I was joining your course and decided that we should work together, because I was in a very deeply transformative period of my life. I was already a freelancer, leaving a business career behind. However, I was launching a new activity, change and mindset coaching, and especially meeting stories of women who also wanted to find their voice. I'm also working with people who are on their transformative journey. So I walk the path that I am guiding my clients to do the same. And I think, yeah, it's incredibly important to be able to, on the long run, really embody ourselves and know ourselves. So it is a self-discovery work as well through the voice.
Yeah, and it's so nice that you're emphasizing it in the end, because there is a shift, though. It's not so evident that this integration work that you are about to describe can happen through the actual voice work, so the physical voice work. And it's also now a hint for you who maybe don't know my material, my teaching material, that this is not just about the physical voice. Although a big part of it, it's happening through singing and vocalization and all kind of fun vocalization games and doing that and that. But there is a deep layer which led us to our inner voice, to our own integrated voice. And that's what you have sensed probably about my messages and so on. And so what happened? If you have anything to comment on it, go ahead.
Yeah, the thought that came up for me was that, yeah, again, in these roles and where we were trying to meet expectations, and the outside world is bringing expectations towards us, and we're trying to sing their song.
Ah,
Well, we're not singing
my
our
God.
song. So when can we harmonize these two? That's when the magic happens for me.
Wow.
Actually, that's
So,
when I think the real connection happens.
oh, you came to my heart right away now. You say, yeah, you say you sing others' song. And, I'm a singer-songwriter, one of the first singer-songwriter female in Hungary with my 47 years. So it's so interesting. And so I was always, I love other songwriters, but I think when I am in my genius zone is when I sing my own song. So it's deeply connected to my work. And I wish that every woman and everybody in the world can say, wow, I'm the best when I sing my own song on my voice. So it's beautiful what you're saying. So you were talking about this alignment with your inner truth or with your body, actually. What was the main exercise or part of the course that helped you the most to come in alignment with yourself?
For me, the course was this beautiful reminder, because I attended the Kodai Zoltán primary schools. It's a music specialty school for my first school years. And the music has been always like a part of my life. I then had like a dancer period of my life where I was also teaching and organizing events. So like music is my everyday source of inspiration to move, and singing somehow was a bit the back store in the garage, and it was a beautiful reminder that, oh my God, like I have all this power here. I can, connect channels in my body and let energy flow if I use this voice,
Yeah.
and in a more conscious manner. So I think that when you encouraged us to live with it on a daily basis, even just to warm up, even before we talk to a client or to our family. I have been through family conflicts in the past few months since we worked together, which did not happen and did not have the same outcome and did not feel the same way as before. I think, shifted to another level. We are able to connect and communicate differently.
Because you're saying you were more able to be in alignment with what, like maybe in conflict with your anger or with your pain, or so you could
Yes,
express it
I
more.
could embody it more, and the way I was projecting it has an effect on other people. So I have this feedback from my parents or my brother when we are trying to deal with family issues, that yes, I can also see that on them, that they listen differently, and that's to do with me taking my message seriously and how I deliver it. And I
Yes.
think that's super important.
And I love the way you are talking with your hands as well, because you keep showing this. And because we were doing a lot of energetic work and visualization
Yeah.
work, which is connected to the actual physical voice and sound creating as well. But I love that if you just watch Esther's body language, it's so beautiful that you're dancing with your hand up and down, meaning that this part is connected to the whole body, because that's the shift which might be so interesting for someone who is listening to us from an outside world, that
You
often.
know, but sorry, there's another thing. We were taught that, according to some studies, you know, in our communication, words are only 7%, 38% is tone of voice, and 55 is body language. I'm in love with body language. I love reading people,
Yes.
their gestures. And I do think that the wholesomeness comes from putting in the intention in all of these parts, and that's when it comes together. So no matter those, yeah, it's just 7% the words, but if I don't put behind the tone and my body language, it won't resonate the same way.
Exactly. So it's somehow, it sounds like the work we are doing in the course, it's way beyond voice. It's kind of
That's
embodying
what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's embodying, as Esther is showing, embodying the
Yes,
voice. Voice
it's
is
my
really the
experience with Bea.
yeah, and one of my favorite quote ever, it's from Hélène Cixous, the French philosopher, feminist writer. She says that women needs to reconquer their bodies, the body that was confiscated from her, and it was the very place of conflicts and inhibitions. When you reconquer your body, you reconquer your breath, your speech, your truth. She says, write yourself. I add to it, speak yourself, and moreover, sing
Being
your
yourself.
self. And it's so nice that Esther, you were really like a beautiful open human there who is just getting every little part of my message.
Soaking up all the bits.
Yeah, it was. And beside that, Esther is just a great singer. But as you can sense now, my course is not about singing better, although you can. You probably will be a better singer as well. But the aim here is not to go to Carnegie Hall, although you can. But it's more about being in alignment in terms of physical voice as well with your body. So I say kind of things like, yeah, say this word from your stomach or from your arm or from your, I don't know, from your leg or from even from your vagina. So it's like, yeah, talk from there and see the difference. I hope you heard what Esther said. There was another quality in the listening. So that was, you said about about the feedback of your family. How beautiful is that you are truly heard, right? You are heard, and probably starts by you listening to your own voice.
Yes, it's about showing up differently to ourselves and showing up then to others in that same
Yeah.
quality, in that same way.
And Esther, can I wave to a beautiful story that you have just shared with me in the last couple of days? Because it's truly like
Oh,
self-shifting and heart-opening. Can we hear about that? Because it's connected to the course material as well.
yes, of course. So I was recently on a journey near the sea. I love the water. I'm grew up next to a lake, and so I go very often to resource myself, to find inspiration, and yeah, to just simply rest as well.
Good.
And or work sometimes, because yeah, the both of them are working. So then what happened to me last time is that we experienced some really windy days, and for days I was craving to have a good swim, and we couldn't because it was like dangerously big waves.
Yeah.
Until there was this one day, I was really determined that I need to get into the water.
Wild woman.
And some locals gave me a tip that in the specific place where I was, it's Nerja actually, on the Costa del Sol, there are some caves you can visit, but reach them from the water, because then you can observe the different sound that the waves are doing in those caves, different to what you can hear if you approach it from the walking path. So I was not only craving a simple swim on the water, but I was also motivated by this this challenge to reach those caves. So I'm a very curious person, and for me, in all my work in change coaching and mindset coaching, I encourage people to give space to their curiosity rather than letting fears dictate. So I was looking around, who is braving the water? Almost nobody did. There were like some very, very strong men alongside, and I went. I was really determined I need to go, and so I did. And I think for a good 20 minutes, I was in this really high adrenaline, you know, not sure I was going to make it, super nervous. But I was very determined and curious. So I kept swimming. I couldn't reach the caves. This was really dangerous. I could see that from far. So what I did, I surrendered and I allowed for and accepted what there was in the here and now, you know, and I was floating on the water and just trying to listen to the waves, what noise they are making in the caves, me without going there too close. And then it hit me that I will make it out. No, I didn't put myself in real danger. I took the risk, but it was, calculated risk, so to speak. And there, when the feeling reached me, I somehow felt this from very deep inside. It wanted to cry out, "I'm alive!" And I just shouted out to, like, I felt one with nature, and I don't know if anyone heard it. I don't think so, but it doesn't really matter. And the sun was shining, and immediately after that, the song that we sang a couple of times during the course, that is about sisters going to the water and kind of becoming one with nature, this song came to me. Don't ask me how. It just was very an instinct that started to made me sing the song. And yeah, it was beautiful. It was coming from a very, very, very deep root. So yeah, it felt really liberating, and I made it out of the water, no problem. And I believe that this little swim is very well, symbolically, it's the analogy to what women are encountering when they decide to find their own voice, do their own business idea, make it happen, or when they just, you know, balancing all kinds of challenges life is throwing at them, you know, in their own roles as a mom, as a business owner, as a sister, as a daughter, and as a wife, etc. So yeah, for me, I very much identified with this little half an hour of an adventure in the water with the whole journey I'm on. So, and you contributing to it. So I'm really grateful. Thank you, Belle.
So beautiful, Esther. And I'm about to, what song it is. But before, let me thank you something. First, just being who you are. And also, I think you are showing a way which is so important for women today, being held by other women. Like Esther is a coach, a trainer with a long experience working with people. And yet, I think to go to the next level or levels, eternally changing, it's very hard to make it alone. And so I'm so thankful that you chose me as a mentor for the period of time we were working together. And I think just that, I am also mentored and coached by other women, other great women. And I think this chain of women supporting women, it's just so important. And also there is another message here, what I hear under your issue, that you are not alone to do that. You don't have to do this alone. And Esther, I really hope that you spread your wisdom, your voice wisdom, and your every wisdom, every kind of wisdom you have to your women and to your people. And it's so important, this chain of mentorship and people helping each other. And I truly believe that my pattern is that I have to be strong and I have to do it all alone, all by myself. And see the smile.
There's
So
some
I
resonance there.
of course you resonate with that. And I know it was a big step for you as well to step out of this and having real support. And it's not just me, it's all the sisterhood. These are usually small groups, although it's growing now. But I design those groups in a way that everybody supports everybody, because I work with love, and love for me, it's like concrete actions which leads to connection. So action, action, action. Like we literally, we start by the algorithm of love, and all the sending hearts and waving the hands and supporting each other in the comment, till it's not a distraction. So these are like serious things, and I can see that how people are changing in the safe container of love. Yeah, and so as you smile.
Cannot respond to love but with love, and just to connect with the thought to how I also believe in the power of communities and the connection in general. So it can be one-to-one or communities. And yes, I can also confirm that other friendships and professional connections also were born in your course, because from the group we supported each other with another woman as well. So, and yeah, I can say we are friends, and we are rooting for each other, for each of us to succeed in what we have put on our flag or on our mission. So
So beautiful. And the scene in the sea, you shouting, "I'm alive!" and then you sing. It's just, it stays with me since you shared this with me, I don't know, 2 days ago. So I was picturing you floating
yes,
in the
was
sea.
amazing.
So
It
it's
felt amazing. I can still, and I keep connect to that moment, because this is how we can keep, connection to our inner resources. All of that is in me. And when I have a weaker moment in the day, I can, or in a situation I find myself in, I can go back and feel, yeah, I
yeah.
can be alive.
And I'm just to wrap this up, I'm listening to Stella Resnick, Pleasure Zone. It's a book, it's a wonderful book. And actually, she's talking about, well, we identify the primal pain, which is birth and having lights and strange object and needing to open our lungs and wow, it hurts. But there must be then a primal pleasure, which is floating in the womb, in the water. We don't have to make any effort to be nurtured and to have breath. We are safe, we are contained, we are held. And somehow you got back to this pleasure zone, so to this primal pleasure. And voice, it's a huge part of this. Well, not in the womb. I don't know. Maybe I was already maybe singing in in the womb of my mom.
We'll never find out, but maybe, yeah.
But I find that we can amplify the sensation of pleasure with the voice so much. So any vocal expression, when you have just an sigh, or a very complicated sound, as I went down in the river to pray, it's both amplifying joy, the sensation of pleasure in our bodies. So thank you, Esther, for the great reminder also throughout this story that we can just go back and float and enjoying ourselves. And if you sing or shout, "I'm alive," and you're floating in the sea, don't forget that this is the exact amplification of the joy. And so you give more meaning to your life. Do you feel like going for it? Yes, I went down.
To pray, studying about the good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Hey, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Hey, sisters, let's go down to the river to pray.
Oh, sisters, thank you so much. It was so good, so good. We could even hear you sing. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. This is one of the main Appalachian song that we sing in the chorus, and it's so good to hear that from another sister. Thank you so much, Esther, for your heart and for your body language.
Yeah, I can't stop smiling. It puts me in such a state of mind. I love it. Thank you.
You're alive. And I hope that everyone who is watching us become more alive, or at least having a deeper breath is already much more life in the body. So thank you so much, Esther, and thank you everyone for listening to us and watching us. And if you want to join the course, we put every information under the video, so as Esther's work and links, so you can also check her work as a coach, as a trainer. Thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Bye, bye, bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.